Welcome to my class, children. I hope you are all safe in your home. Very good. This is part 4, continuation of part 3. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process by which autotrophic organisms like green plants, algae, chlorophyll containing bacteria. These autotrophic organisms utilize energy from sunlight to synthesize their own food. You know very well the photosynthesis formula. 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O, sunlight and chlorophyll to produce the C6H12O6 carbohydrate plus 6H2O plus 6O2. This is the equation of photosynthesis. In this process, carbon dioxide combines with the water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to form a carbohydrates. This is a carbohydrate. During this process, oxygen is released as a byproduct. H2O also released through the transpiration. Where does photosynthesis occur? Photosynthesis occur in green parts of the plant such as leaves, stem and floral buds. Photosynthetic pigments. So the pigment involved in photosynthesis are called photosynthetic pigments. So these are the two types of pigments, primary pigments and accessory pigments. So first one, primary pigments. Chlorophyll A is the primary pigment. What is the functions of primary pigment? It traps the solar energy and converts it into electrical and chemical energy. Thus it is called reaction center. Next, accessory pigments. Chlorophyll B and carotenoids and xanthophyll are the accessory pigments. The functions of accessory pigments pass on the absorbed energy to chlorophyll A. So, reaction center and accessory pigments together are called photosystem. Next topic, role of sunlight in photosynthesis. The entire process of photosynthesis occurring in the chloroplast. So there are two reactions. One is light reaction and dark reaction. Light dependent reaction, light reaction. Light independent reaction, dark reactions. Before that, you should know this expansion of ATP, ADP, NAD, NADPH2. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, adenosine diphosphate, NAD, nicotinamide, adenine dinucleotide, NADP, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. So first one, light dependent photosynthesis. Hill reaction, also called light reaction. The light reaction was discovered by Robin Hill, 1939. This reaction takes place in the presence of light energy in the thylakoid membrane of the chloroplast. So photosynthetic pigment absorb light energy and convert into chemical energy and also produce this ATP and NADPH2. Next, it is move out from the thylakoid to stroma of the chloroplast. Next, light independent reaction, dark reaction. The second steps is carried out in the stroma. During this reaction, CO2 is reduced into carbohydrate with the help of light generated ATP and NADPH2. These reaction also called Galvin cycle. So photosynthesis overview of Hill and Galvin cycle. The reaction of photosynthesis can be grouped in two. One is light reaction and dark reaction. The reactions involving this light reaction involving pigments, solar energy and water that produce this ATP and NADPH2 are called light reaction. The photosynthetic reaction in which CO2 is reduced to carbohydrates, making use of ATP and NADPH2 generated by the light reaction, are called dark reaction. So dark reaction also known as Galvin cycle. So next, factors affecting photosynthesis. Internal factors, external factors. So first one, internal factors. Pigments, leaf age, accumulation of carbohydrate or the internal factors. Then external factors, light, carbon dioxide, temperature, water and mineral elements are the external factors. Next topic, mitochondria. Mitochondria were first discovered by Kolliger in 1857 in singular mitochondria. It is a granular structure in striated muscles. Mitochondria within eukaryotic cells that produce the adenosine triphosphate ATP. Also, it is called as energy currency of the cells. Then, powerhouse of the cells. It is a very important one more question. Mitochondria referred as a powerhouse of the cell. Next, structure of mitochondria. This is a very important 5 more questions. Also 2 more diagram questions. This mitochondria consists of the following parts: outer membrane, inner membrane space, ribosomes, matrix, DNA, cristae junction, then F1 particles. So now we are going to see the first topic, mitochondrial membrane. It consists of two membrane, outer membrane and inner membrane. Outer membrane called a outer membrane. This is the outer membrane. Outer mitochondrial membrane is a smooth, freely permeable membrane. It is allowed to the smaller molecules, and also it contains enzymes, proteins and lipids. It has a protein molecules. These protein molecules also help these molecules enter through this way. Next, inner mitochondrial membrane. This is the inner mitochondrial membrane. It is a semi-permeable membrane. Also, it consists of 80% of proteins and lipids. It is look like a finger-like projections. It is folded with the finger-like projections. Next, this is a cristae. This inner mitochondrial membrane gives rise to a finger-like projections. In this cristae, increase in that inner surface area. The mitochondria to hold a variety of enzymes. Then oxysomes. Oxysomes is present in the functions of mitochondria. Mitochondria is the main organelle of cell respiration. It produces a large number of ATP molecules. Also, it is called the powerhouse of the cells. You know very well. It helps the cells to maintain the normal concentration of calcium ions and regulates the metabolic activity of the cells. Next, types of respiration. There are two types of respiration, you know very well: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Presence of oxygen, absence of oxygen. First one, aerobic respiration. It's a very important question. Aerobic respiration is the type of cellular respiration in which organic food, the food is completely oxidized with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide. The food, this is a glucose. The food is completely oxidized with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide, water and energy. It is releasing carbon dioxide, water and ATP energy, 2900 kilojoule energy. It is these aerobic respiration occurs only in plants and animals. Next, anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration takes place without oxygen. So, glucose is converted into ethanol. C2H5OH is the ethanol. Ethanol in plants, but lactate in some bacteria. Also, it is released the energy. This energy is from ATP. Next, stages of aerobic respiration. There are three types of aerobic respiration stages. One is glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain. First one, glycolysis. Glucose splitting. It means glucose has 6 carbons. These 6 carbons split it into 3 plus 3 pyruvic acid. So pyruvic acid 3 carbon. It takes place in cytoplasm of the cells, and it is the first steps of both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Where it is occurring? It takes place in cytoplasm of the cells. So this is the first step of aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Next, Krebs cycle. The cycle occurs in mitochondria matrix. You know very well, mitochondria, it is one of the cell organelle. So inside the cell organelle, matrix is present. So mitochondria matrix. So here 2 moles of pyruvic acid enter into mitochondria. The oxidation of pyruvic acid into CO2 and water takes place through the cycles. So this is a also called as tricarboxylic acid cycle, which means TCA cycles. What is the tricarboxylic acid cycle? In the Krebs cycles, there are 3 carboxylic acid involved. So this is called a tricarboxylic acid cycle. Next, electron transport chain, ETC. It located on the inner membrane of mitochondria. Here NAD and FAD, this is a coenzymes. This NAD, you know the expansion of NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. FAD, flavin adenine dinucleotide. These two is oxidized form. Also it is a hydrogen acceptor. NAD plus reduced to NADH2, FAD reduced to FADH2. So these two is the coenzymes to release the energy via electrons. So it is a move through this ETC means electron transport chain, release energy which trapped by ADP to synthesize ATP. ADP, addition of phosphate molecules, it is form a ATP. This is called oxidative phosphorylation. Next, respiratory quotient. This is a very important 2-mark questions. Also this formula. What is respiratory quotient? The ratio of volume of carbon dioxide liberated and this volume of oxygen consumed during this respiration. RQ means respiratory quotient. Volume of CO2 liberated by volume of O2 consumed. That's all this lesson, students. Next video, we are going to see this question and answer from this lesson.